Okay, hello, good evening. And today we will start our third module, Data Analytics Profession. And today, pag-aaralan natin kung ano yung mga profession na meron sa data analytics space, data science space, data engineering space, basically everything in analytics space. Okay? So let's start. Okay? Ground rules lang, no cell phones, video on, and raise your hands if you have any questions. Okay. So, ang agenda natin for today is dalawa lang pero medyo mahaba siya. Data Analytics Profession and Data Analysis Life Cycle. Okay. Dito sa ating data analytics profession, meron tayo ditong apat na major categories, which is data engineering, machine learning engineer, data science, and data analyst. Sa machine learning engineer, makikita nyo dito ano yung mga skills na kailangan as a data engineer. So, makikita natin dito, dapat high yung skill mo sa database, data pipelines, machine learning operations, deployment, machine learning modeling, and reporting. While sa machine learning engineer naman, medyo mas marami yung covered niya, no? Dapat high level ka sa machine learning operations, deployment, machine learning modeling, statistics, experimentation, database, data pipelines. While as a data scientist naman, ang pinaka-high skill mo na kailangan dito, medyo malawak din yung coverage niya, halos lahat natatouch niya, no? So, yung major muna is yung sa machine learning modeling, which is ML modeling, stats, experimentation, reporting, deployment, business insights, machine learning operations, database, data visualization, data storytelling, business insights, and ang pinaka di niya need is yung data pipelines kasi mostly sa data engineer yun. And now, as a data analyst, which is ito yung inaay natin pasukin, dahil if you will see the skills here na meron tayo, most of those skill for data engineer, machine learning engineer, data scientist, these are high skills na yung mga specialist lang yung nagkakaroon mostly, no? Even that have 7 years of experience in the analytics industry haven't mastered it fully yet, no? Nag-data analyst ako and then nakarating na as a analytics manager. Pero now, I'm still learning these tools kasi dito napapunta yung field eh, no? So, even us in data analyst, business intelligence, business analyst, lahat yan papunta na sa data science, data engineer, and machine learning engineer. So, basically, ito yung gateway natin papunta dito sa tatlong to. Okay? So, as a data analyst, kailangan ang pinakamataas mong skill is data visualization, storytelling, business insights, reporting, database, and experimentation. Siyempre, gumagamit din tayo ng statistics and data modeling when creating our database and our schemas. So, ayan, para mas adept tayo and at the same time, sabi ko nga sa inyo, we are the bridge of the technical people and the business people. So, ayan. So, dito naman sa pangatlo natin is meron tayong data analytics profession. So, meron tayo ditong iba't ibang space wherein makikita natin yung business analysis, business analytics, and data analytics. So dito sa data analytics, meron tayong technical. So mostly nakafocus sa technical. So collecting, manipulating, and analyzing data. Math or programming yung kailangan. At the same time, nakafocus tayo sa data. While yung mga business analytics or business analysts, ang focus nila is problem solving, finding meaning in data, reporting, and making recommendations. So math or management yung kailangan mong skills dito. And at the same time, yung fino-focus mo dito is yung data and yung people. While sa business analysis naman, business oriented. Ayan. Sorry, dito pala yung business analyst. So, business functions and goals, mostly functional yung kailangan mo dito. More on management, more on business processes. So, focus niya dito is yung people and yung process. So, more on stakeholder management yung ginagawa. Okay? So, dito makikita natin yung differences nila. Pero, yung differences na to is hindi na siya masyadong nagkakalayo ngayon kasi as a data analyst, kami na rin gumagawa mostly netong mga business analytics, business analysis. So, parang medyo blurred na yung line between kung ano nga ba yung differences niya kasi depende sa need ng organization na pinag-workan nyo. Okay. So, ayan. Another data analytics profession na mention ko kanina yung business intelligence. Ano nga ba yung business intelligence? So, basically, it typically focus on descriptive analytics. What happened? Why did it happen? How can we learn from it? While si data science, focus siya sa predictive and prescriptive. What will happen in the future and how can we prepare for it? 'Di ba, nung Monday, diniscuss natin yung different types of analytics. So, yung diniscuss ko, merong five doon, pero usually, sabi ko, hanggang apat lang yung types of analytics. Yung cognitive, hindi siya masyado kinikilala as the fifth type of analytics. Pero it is better to be prepared. So if ever na may tanong na ganun sa interview nyo, alam nyo yung sasagutin nyo. Okay? So for this, business intelligence, we often deal with specific known questions. Why are sales declining? Which products drive the highest return of investment? For data science naman, often deals with unknowns. So which employees are likely to churn? Which product will a customer purchase next? So, kung makikita natin dito, nagpe-predict tayo ng kung ano yung mangyayari or kung ano yung mga hindi natin alam. Kasi 'di ba, hindi naman natin sure kung bakit umaalis yung mga empleyado, maraming dahilan. Pwedeng mababa yung sahod, toxic yung environment, toxic yung boss, um, hindi maganda yung career growth, and most likely hindi siya hindi niya feel yung company overall. So, nakakita siya ng good fit kaya siya umalis. So, mostly yung mga unknowns yung dinidil natin sa data science. Finding hidden patterns, hidden insights to get data-driven decisions. Ayan. So, sa business intelligence, ini-emphasize natin yung self-service database, analytics, and visualization tools katulad ng Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau. While sa data science naman, ine-emphasize natin yung statistics, programming tools designed for flexibility and agility, katulad ng R or Python at iba pang open source libraries. Mostly, ang ginagamit talaga dito is Python. And kahit sa iba, kahit hindi data science, no, si Python sa sobrang daming libraries niya, ginagamit din siya sa pag-develop ng mga application, sa web designing, sa application development, mobile application development. Ayan. So, very powerful siya. Pero at the same time, it can be also intimidating kasi medyo complex din for non-techie person or non-programmers yung pag-write ng code sa Python. So, business intelligence designed to deal with static, structured data sources. So, ito yung diniscuss natin ng Monday din na we data analysts and business intelligence, we mostly deal with structured data, yung mga Excel, mga nasa database natin. Kasi we deal and clean with those data. Kasi kung unstructured siya, medyo mahihirapan as a data analyst to filter, analyze kung ano ba yung makukuha nating insights doon. So, si data science naman, kabaliktaran naman, no, kaya niyang harapin yung mga high velocity structured or unstructured text, audio, image, IoT signals, or even yung mga Excel, no? Kaya niya pa rin. Pero if you are just going to use yung data science to handle yung mga structured, medyo parang hindi mo na ma-maximize yung full potential niya. Okay. So, mas maganda kasi gamitin siya doon sa mga katulad nito, mga unstructured and semi-structured data. So, ayan. Deliverables natin sa business intelligence, it tend to be visuals and reports and dashboards. So, mas madali lang siya, no? Mas madali nating matutunan, mas madali nating i-deliver. For data science naman, it tends to be algorithms and statistical models. Mostly Python code yung kailangan natin dito, yung mga algorithm na dine-develop natin para makapag-predict, makapag prescribe or makapagbigay ng recommendations kung ano yung dapat gawin. So, different goals sila. Yung goal ng business intelligence, data analysis to identify patterns and trends to turn data into insight. While sa data science, tinetest natin yung hypothesis through experimentation and iteration. Often, gumagamit din tayo ng advanced statistics para malaman natin kung tama ba yung binibigay nating data, kung false positive ba siya, true positive. Ayan. So, ito yung roadmap natin as a data analyst. So, dadaan tayo ng fundamentals, Excel, SQL, and Tableau. Mas maganda kung hindi natin i-shortcut. Yung iba dito pwedeng interchangeable katulad ng SQL and Tableau. Yung iba kasi nahihirapan sa SQL since masyado siyang complex. So, pwedeng dumaan ka muna ng Tableau kasi mas less complex siya compared kay SQL. And mostly drag and drop lang din siya. For most complex calculations naman, parang nag-Excel ka lang din. So, pwede siyang interchange. So, ayan. Ano ba yung key responsibilities ng mga data analyst? So, usually, ginagamit natin siya in data collection, data cleaning, validation processes, ensuring data accuracy and reliability. Nagpa-perform din tayo dito ng basic data analysis, including statistical analysis and data visualization. Tapos, nakikipag-collaborate tayo sa mga different teams, cross-functional teams to understand their needs and provide actionable insights. So, usually yan, halo-halo yan. Business teams, data engineers, data scientists, tapos data analysts. Mostly, ikaw yung magiging bridge nilang lahat. So, kasi hindi maintindihan masyado ng business yung technical terms, sina data science and data engineer, usually nahihirapan sila express yung technical terms and translate it into business terms. Kaya ikaw as a data analyst, you understand both of the worlds. So, ikaw yung nagiging bridge, nagiging tulay para maging mas fruitful yung conversations ng cross-functional teams. And we also assist in creating and maintaining data dashboards and reports to track key performance indicators. Ito yung mga key KPIs natin. So, yung mga sa call centers, mga average hang time, AHT, di ba? For sales naman, ano yung sales forecast natin, sales trend, ano yung year-to-date sales natin, quarter-to-date, month-to-date, ayan. Tapos, we also support in ad hoc analysis requests from various departments. So, for example, may kailangan silang records or list. Kunyari, give me the list of distributors who purchased this product for the last 6 months. So, yun yung isa nating example na ad hoc data analysis request from various departments. So, pwede rin tayo mag-contribute to continuous data quality improvement efforts as a data governance manager. I see to it na maging fruitful yung ating um, data quality, no? Kasi kailangan yung mga data natin malinis siya. Kasi kung dirty yung data natin, isipin mo, may rebate na mangyayari. So, um, bumili ka ng item, isipin mo 5 million yung binili mo. Supposed to be may rebate ka as a loyal customer or as distributor na 2 million. Kunyari lang, hypothetically. Pero ang nilabas na data sa'yo ng data team or nung system na ginawa nila is ang makukuha mo lang 500,000. So meron kang 1.5 million na lugi. So syempre, ikaw as a owner, hindi mo matatanggap 'yon. Pero pagkakuha mo nun, hindi mo naman kasi kaagad makikita kung valid ba yung ni-rebate mo, syempre a-analyze mo pa. So, kung magkakaroon ng appeal or magkakaroon ng claims na merong discrepancy doon sa actual and doon sa expected, so magkakaroon ngayon ng difficulty or para mabigay yung pera, lalo na kung ganun kalaki yung amount, di ba? So, as a business owner, ang pinakamahalaga sa atin is yung mga cash flow natin. Dapat may umiikot na pera. So, isipin mo kung yung 1.5M na yun is na-stuck in dispute, medyo mahihirapan tayo magpaikot ng pera lalo na kung hindi pa ganun kalaki yung business natin, yun lang yung inaasahan natin, 'di ba? So, ayan. Okay. So, stop ko muna yung recording.